How's it going, everybody? Today we are talking about Cardano ADA, and today is definitely an interesting day in crypto. We were certainly seeing a lot of upward mobility, a lot of interesting. It was in the green for quite some time, and now seeing it drop a lot of this red, a lot of double digits in the red, but this can happen. It's important to remember. I was saying before that when we were seeing all this positivity just the other day, it's important to remember to maintain a realistic perspective. Now, it's also important to take advantage of opportunities when they present themselves. It's not all bad. It's never all bad in the world of cryptocurrency. It's really all about paying attention to and doing your research in regards to the different technologies, and it's always important not to jump on the hype, not jump on the bandwagon. So I hope that during all that time that we were seeing the green in the past week, people weren't hopping on with fear of missing out, and now I'm sure there's plenty of people who are experiencing a loss who are buying in at these significant points. It always happens. However, this is an important time to talk about the technology, of course, Cardano ADA, because we were seeing a lot of interesting things happening regarding the Cardano reputation, the entity itself, and the forward trajectory, and all the different components that are coming into alignment in regards to the technology, and seeing the future that's really possible for Cardano ADA. So looking forward, I'm still confident. You guys know how I always have a optimistic perspective involved with cryptocurrency. I sort of plan ahead. I expect to see this sort of volatility all the time. I think those of us who have been involved with cryptocurrency for any number of years, we understand how these things generally tend to go. And of course, like I said, it is always important to take into consideration that when we go through those periods of time where there's all these different corrections happening and so forth, and I say that it's a healthy correction because it basically it's due to variables that are happening on the global stage. Cryptocurrency involves international interests, and it involves different levels of all societies basically getting used to this technology and this paradigm shift that's happening. But of course, I mean, seeing Bitcoin at $9,000 still not really a huge hit, still an indication that I mean, we have still seen some good things happen in regards to the recent activity that's happened. I mean, the latest, the chart with Bitcoin looks very similar to the total market cap, of course, which stands at 399 billion. And I mean, we still have made some interesting progress. This wasn't expected. I mean, it's not certainly can't just continue to go up and up. And as much as we'd like to see it happen, it has to dip down and then work its way back up again. It's got to get rid of those weak hands and get in the hands of strong investors and really dedicated, invested people who are educated in regards to these technologies and so forth. So there's a ton of different variables. But when it comes to Cardano, I definitely like to say it's definitely one of those technologies that is proving itself to have a real world function. Now, when it comes to cryptocurrency, obviously, Bitcoin was the first one. Bitcoin was really the established cryptocurrency, which got the public consciousness aware of this new paradigm of the technology as far as digital ways of measuring value and so forth. And then, of course, Ethereum with smart contracts, and that was basically the second generation. And Cardano has established a reputation for itself that's interesting because it's sort of the next generation of cryptocurrencies. If you build upon the platforms that were provided, it seems as if Cardano Cardano is the next logical step in regards to the advancement of the technology as far as the paradigm shift is concerned. And as far as trust goes, and trust is significantly a big variable when it comes to the way that the public is going to. So when it comes to smart contracts and so forth, it's all intertwined, and it's important to be looking forward to seeing these different variables as they've been coming into coordination and so forth. And it's definitely interesting to see how Cardano has managed to expand themselves in all different directions and position themselves in the substantial way that they have been so far. And I definitely recommend that everybody go and follow Cardano Foundation on their official Twitter, because Twitter is definitely a really great resource when it comes to gaining information regarding cryptocurrencies. And I think that especially when it comes to staying up to date regarding these things, with the nature of cryptocurrency being that you'll always want to have the most up-to-date information, it seems only logical that you would have a Twitter. Even if you don't use Twitter very much in particular, it is definitely a very useful resource in regards to staying up to date in regards to the community. And speaking of the community, I definitely recommend that you follow me at my Twitter as well. I'll actually be including a link to my Twitter down in the description below. My Twitter handle is at CryptoTuber, and yeah, so you can find the link to my Twitter as the first link in the description, of course. And I'm always interested in connecting with the community on Twitter and across all these different social media platforms and so forth. We've actually recently reached 17,937 subscribers, live subscriber count on Social Blade, of course. And shout out to everybody who is subscribed to the channel and helped get the content out there and sharing the content and so forth. I'm definitely excited to see how much this community has grown. The sole purpose of this YouTube channel is basically sharing information and sharing our opinions regarding cryptocurrency, so that we can all stay up to date and educated. I consider this family, this community, I consider it a family, and you know, a lot of friendships we've built through this community and so forth. So always welcome new subscribers to come and join the team, join the cause of sharing this information. But remember, I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are basically for entertainment, educational purposes only. And remember, 100% of all the content on this channel is strictly my opinion. And of course, it's so I always encourage the audience to go and do your own research. Remember, you know, it's up to, I'm not your dad, essentially. You know, it's a standard disclaimer, but I think that it's always good to be said. I think it's positive for the whole cryptocurrency community to hear that. But of course, looking forward at Cardano, I have a positive opinion regarding. I mean, personally, I think that Cardano is definitely positioning themselves as one of those cutting-edge technologies in regards to the future. And looking at the news regarding, I mean, Crypto Recorder talking about how Cardano deserves to be among the top positions in cryptocurrency, which is pretty spectacular, if you ask me. The public consciousness regarding Cardano seems to be fairly positive, and a reputation definitely goes a long way. It's not everything in cryptocurrency, and I understand the way that the public has an opinion can shift on a dime, and all these different news articles are just trying to get clickbait ad revenue, but all that being said, I do see these as an accurate representation of what the public, within a certain percentage. That is interesting to read these articles and see the different perspective. And of course, staying up to date is always important. And I'm actually going to be including a link to this video by DustyBC, which talks about the possibility of Cardano reaching $1 in value. And it's definitely exciting to be seeing these sort of basically predictions being put out there. I mean, this is a 14-minute video. It goes into really great detail, exploring a lot of the similar points we've talked about in this content, and of course expanding upon a lot of new points which I find interesting. And of course, so yeah, definitely go and check out this link to this content down in the description below. And yeah, it is definitely interesting to see how Cardano has managed to expand itself and really develop a strong community, or surrounding itself, which is another key point. I'd also find that it's important to understand these technologies from a data perspective. Personally, I think that it's important to look at the team that's been working on it, and I think with all those variables, in my opinion, Cardano definitely checks out, and I think we could be seeing some really positive things in the works for Cardano, especially in the current paradigm shift that we're experiencing. That number 7 position, I think Cardano has the potential to be in the top 5, if I'm going to be completely honest. So a lot of interesting things happening in regards to Cardano ADA. So overall, I think that we can be expecting some really interesting things from Cardano ADA, especially considering all the different developments that they have positioned themselves for in regards to the future. And I think the overall cryptocurrency, we're so early in the game right now that it's there's a lot of room for a lot of things to happen. But all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this content. Make sure that you follow me on Twitter. Make sure that you follow Kanye West on Twitter. Of course, you know, it's always important to stay up to date regarding these technologies and so forth. And yeah, so make sure that you go and check out this video by DustyBC, which will be down in the description below. Really great content here. I'd recommend that you guys subscribe to his channel. And all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this content. Remember to subscribe to the channel, put on post notifications, like this video, and of course share it with your friends and family, anybody you know who's interested in crypto. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.